It is the poor and the disadvantaged and those who suffer discrimination who are the first victims of this climate crisis. But all of us are in the line of fire.
I made climate change a priority when I was president.
We're like, the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
Exactly.
Former Vice President Al Gore, Congresswoman AOC, and former President Obama are all champions for combating climate change.
But according to Oklahoma Senator Jim Inhofe, they failed to walk the talk, earning top honors for his Climate Hypocrite Awards.
Here to react is Fox News contributor and host of Get Tammy Bruce on Fox Nation, Tammy Bruce. Tammy, what's the criteria for hypocrite and climate change?
Well, I'm wondering, this book must be like 5,000 pages long because there are just so many. It's about advocating for a situation, and that you say, as you've heard here, that is going to is an existential threat, that everybody's got to make changes, but they don't. They don't make changes. And the messaging is, whether it is, you're taking motorcades everywhere, you're taking private planes everywhere. Leonardo DiCaprio, one big, climate apostle, had a New Year's Eve in Sydney Harbor, then put all of his friends on airplanes, flew to Vegas so that they could have a second New Year's Eve. So, look, just be serious about it. I think we all need to work on the climate and that we take that seriously. But don't say that this is an existential threat where all of us have to stop eating red meat, not fly, not use fossil fuels.
And then go to a steak fry.
And then go to a steak fry. So, but the messaging is that their lives are more important, right? That our lives can be adjusted, that their work matters. Our work doesn't. That's what we take issue with.
All right, so let's take a look in ascending order. The top 4 Climate Hypocrite Award winners. Number 4, the Obamas. Number 3, climate conference attendees. Number 2, AOC, and the number 1 winner is Al Gore. Before we get to discussing Al Gore, let's talk a little bit about the Obamas. How did they make the list?
Well, talk about climate conference attendees, but in one case they went to a summit where they used, it was like a 14-car motorcade, obviously multiple airplanes going. At one point, the Obamas were using, you'll recall, a separate airplane a couple times to go to a vacation to fly their dog in. Now, I love dogs. If I had that money, I'd probably use a private plane for, all the pets. But this is what they were doing. And we want, the President of the United States to be safe. That's totally normal. But again, the issue here is the condemnation of others who shouldn't be doing X, Y, or Z, but we're allowed to do it because we're more important.
All right, what about the climate conference attendees? Who are these people?
Well, the same thing. It's the celebrities, right? It's the Leonardo DiCaprios of the world. It is certain politicians.
Like AOC.
Like AOC. But people from all over the world who, tell all of us that we need to stop doing certain things, but then they fly in. Right. And I've always wondered, do they not know Skype? Can you not have meetings with people to have a gathering? Do you need to fly into these private resorts, have this huge carbon framework happen with not just the airplanes, but then the motorcades, the food that's consumed, the effort that is involved, and yet they all go to talk about how to change this horrible thing. By the way, on July 25th, big issue, a meteor the size of a football field and a half just barely missed planet Earth, 5 times closer than the moon. NASA realized it about 24 hours ahead of time. There are major things we need to address that are real existential issues.
All right. Right. We're going to put Bruce Willis on it. Didn't he stop the last one?
He was involved, I do believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Armageddon.
Or maybe it was Al Gore trying to get up there to make it.
Al Gore, number 1 on this particular list.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.